I'm looking right at my lunch and right at notes as I am looking at some images. But as we get, oh boy, what a run! As we get a Zal Eldritch Parasite with this Aiko video. Specifically, the images are drafts of the character I'm working on, and then also characters I'm working on my my own games. Which yeah, I'm taking another look at it, and the the chin is a bit jagged. So as we move on here, Eldritch Parasite. I usually remember that. I think I've forgotten it once, but as we get into Azal Eldritch Parasite Aiko for the third or second to last time this month. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Takshe-san, Charisma, Light, Knowledge, Dexterity, and maybe a second mystery check. I was going to say something and I completely forgot what I was going to say, so I guess off we go. I'll probably remember it in a moment. Probably is the operative word there, but as we fill this empty bottle... Oh, actually, it was something small. Yeah, I flipped the mysteries around. That's something you would have seen earlier anyway, or sooner or later anyway, but I'm struggling in real life as we get into Teacher, Sailors, Auteur, because there's no custom mystery here, Auteur, and Cicadas. I don't remember anything here, but because we're Aiko, we can just take Scissors first, or take just Scissors first. Anywho, we are on timeline A, so time to actually get the scissors. But otherwise, yeah, as we move into the month of May, you'll be seeing another game being played along World of Horror. But how I actually want to structure that game across at least May is something I need to think about. So, yeah, I shrug again in real life as I say. I'm figuring it out because again, I'm looking at notes. Part of those notes are scheduling, but they're also part of it is also the custom character I'm working on. And then way in the corner of the screen, as I'm also looking at my lunch that I just ate, even though I ate it earlier, which is why I'm recording now. Yeah, I have a lot of my figurative plate. I'll keep mentioning the figurative plate because I think it is something to think about. But I also just forgot I was on Eldritch Parasite, but it's kind of fine for the moment. We're Aiko, we can do whatever we want. So off we go. We'll still grab the scissors because even if we end up getting Mind Drain and or Ghostly... You know what? Actually, let's just play this run normally and see what happens. Yeah, let's play this run normally and see what happens. Although it will help out immensely to be able to use the Cursed Scissors because then we're not losing any stamina or reason that we cannot recover. We're instead using up Doom, which procs with the lump of... the Cursed Scissors. I saw a lump of flesh appear there and I bamboozled my own mouth. But... let's fight the Scissor Lady. I think this is our... Wait, was the Forgotten Specimen our second encounter? It was our second encounter. I already remembered that before I saw Maru into the Forgotten Specimen, but we don't have a second encounter check anyway. So, we might actually just want to throw this bottle. We probably actually do want to just throw this bottle, I just realized. We'll do a Prep Strong first, because we have better odds there, but... that's a lot of damage to lose, so, yeah, we'll throw the empty bottle. I'm just gonna brace, and we'll see what happens here. We should be able to do something cool next turn, but if we hit this 57%. After that, yeah, there was a raised scissors, by the way. We throw this, and we hope for the best. 80% kick. Okay, good. That would be a lot of HP to lose. Also, we are on a Zol. I completely forgot about that. So, as we equip the Cursed Scissors, we have a lot of Doom to spare, but we don't have a lot of stamina or reason. In my opinion, for me specifically, like if you know how to play through an Eldritch Parasite on your own, do whatever you want. But for me, yeah, I normally don't like to do this. But again, just to Aiko it up here, let's just play Aiko as is. So, I should actually get the doll. I thankfully still have a chance. Backing out, I think, is like stamina or something. So, we'll do anything else. But we will prepare because Aiko's plush toy will provide us some mitigation. Especially since we're not using Ghostly Spear and or Mind Drain. What a lucky coincidence is that. Oh yeah, Cursed Scissors. Yeah, not much else to say. Fast Reroll would be nice. I think I'm actually going to reroll here because it is kind of important to grab the thingamajiggy. I also forgot to use the police station, but it's fine for the moment. You can't make me roll that event. I swear one of those is actually a stat check. By the way, high threat level village, max threat level hospital. There's another max threat level seaside. I don't remember my mysteries, but we're visiting the hospital. I think Cicadas takes us to the village a few times, but I'm just going to pick the hospital. I know we don't have ward or Coma. And if you have either of those, then, I mean, it's one of the few times I actually forget mysteries that I would normally remember. I normally don't forget the fact that I have Ward in my run. Coma, I think I've forgotten before, but moving on. No, take the reason here. Normally I wouldn't, but I'm a little scared of just... I have a funny feeling I'm going to get a status effect that lowers my strength or dexterity, or stats in general. I was going to say stats, but... Anywho. Do I just go all out here? I could just go all out here. Let's just go all out here. We only need to hit the strong attack and a normal attack, as Sensor Bunny should already be on screen. And we're going to do a double attack just to be cool. Really should just brace though, but let's do a brace here because we can't afford to take badly bleeding and waste resources where we don't need to. I also forgot that we're still on Azal, so that could have been really bad because I was just holding on to items in inventory and not paying attention to my funds. So that's the two checks I normally try to keep in mind when I'm playing Azal. If you want base events. So, spells, allies, and curses. So, basically, and I don't really have control of a lot of those things. Well, actually, no. I have control over spells and I have control over allies. But it's, to be more accurate, it's not things that I would normally... those Azal rules are not things I'm normally needing to think about. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Now, something to keep in mind here as we move on, if I don't remember, at least you, the viewer, can remember, is to note how much HP I'm losing and what kind of HP I'm losing. For example, through those linked events, I've already lost -1 reason, and my Doom is increased by 2. So, if I get into another Eldritch Parasite run in the future, with and playing through this custom mystery here, then it is important to kind of note that when I try to plan my whole run. Now it's 3 reasons so far, and I think... threat level can hit you there. Yeah, that's all I have to say. And if it can't, well, feel free to let me know. But otherwise, I'm looking at something because I just remembered that I was needing to read through something, and I forgot. So, 5 Charisma, just roll on it. We need some good luck. It doesn't need to be amazing luck, but it should be good luck. And... cicadas. So, 2 Doom and 3 Reason... That's not the worst. In fact, that's actually... I would say that's better than what you normally run into, and I'm usually comparing that to boss mysteries, but... Hey, also, we have Auteur, right? Did I just go crazy? I think I just went crazy. I should have taken Auteur 3rd. Whoops. Well, too late now. So, if I made any mistakes, my mind, for some reason, it's like the middle of the day for me right now, so there's no reason for me to just be going out of my mind, but... oh my goodness gracious. Okay, fine. I guess we just brace here. Take 1 stamina damage. Actually, let me do some quick calculations in my head as I'm autopiloting here. So, my calculation I'm thinking of is that... So, I took 1 stamina here. If every investigation we take pretty much 1 stamina or 1 HP, and on an Eldritch Parasite run, you have about 66 HP, because 33 plus 33 stamina reason. And... if that's the case, and you go through it, yeah, so on average, mysteries have about 7 investigations, so 7 times 5 mysteries is 35. For some reason, I was going to say it was like 25 or something. 35, so 35 HP per. That's not the usual, that's probably like way below the average if you're that lucky, but, yeah, so if you lose about, let's even just say 1.75, so... 33, or sorry, not 33, 35 HP, 75% of 33, that's 66, 90, 99, am I going crazy? I think I'm going crazy, aren't I? I am going crazy, hold on, let me just do that again. I'm not paying attention, I'm kind of, doing a thing, also coughing blood, we do need to get rid of that, but, let's see, 66, 1.75, I'm going absolutely crazy. Why am I thinking of that? Yeah, no, it's because 33. I'm going crazy. I'm going absolutely insane. But I'm just going to ballpark it. So about 8 HP. So 8 HP. I forgot which one is which. I was looking for the stamina one. I forgot. Rolled a 12, but we're trying to lose stamina. I'm sure the other one was stamina. I'm going crazy. Yeah, I'm trying to think while I'm also just autopiloting here. We do have a ritual robe. I think we need to put that on. I'm just going to sell these, by the way. And no, we don't. Nah. I know that this mystery is not affected by perm, I'm pretty sure, so I don't need to have the ritual robe equipped. You know what I should need, though? A thing, but hey, it's fine. So, wait, is this affected by perm? Well, either way, we do have quick thinking. We should be able to do a thing. Yeah, act on instinct, right? And off we go. We avoid the boss fight there. That's quick thinking. But, anywho, unless... No, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Let me do my calculation. I'm going absolutely crazy, by the way. So, 35 investigations and 75% of 35. So, yeah, that would be about 9-ish. Let's just say 9-ish. So, 44, 45 HP overall. I'm going to even ballpark even more against myself. So, yeah, 45 HP out of... So, if you lose 45 HP and you have 66 HP, you should be fine on Eldritch Parasite. Now... The nuance there is that you're not always only taking like 1.5 or 2 damage even. You're in fact sometimes taking 3 or 4, so that's something to think about. But just it goes to show, and I mean, we're Aiko here, so it's kind of not fair. But if you play like with most characters on Eldritch Parasite, nice 12 roll by the way game, you can survive Eldritch Parasite. But again, you do need to zoom in. It's not a cakewalk, but it's not... It's certainly not commoner backstory, which is something that you can't get through quick play, so I should really think about playing that at some point. But, do I want to gamble here? Do I have to gamble here? I do have to gamble here. So, so 72%. I'm just going to go for it. We have a lot of stamina to spare, and this is our last mystery. Unfortunately, we did miss, because 72% is 50-50 to me, so shrug. But we can use any spells anyway. Also, we are in... fishing in the seaside. I just know that we have seaside investigation, so switch to the seaside where we're not visiting the hospital at all. And if nothing else, we break even. But all we're trying to do is get to the end of this run, because once we do, we should be perfectly fine. Now, last thing to think about here, base World of Horror wise, I'm just gonna run here, is that because we're Aiko, we definitely took a lot less damage than we should have if we played, say, Koji, Kyrie, so on and so forth. You know what? I'm actually going to do this because I almost forgot. Even going to get rid of the handcuffs. Okay, we are on timeline A. Could have been really bad for me, but as we just take the doom damage in the face, we don't need to worry about it anymore. Like, we could have taken like 15 doom damage, and we probably still would have been fine. It would have been close, but it would have been fine. So, but yeah, Aiko definitely takes less damage because she has faster actions, whether it's an extra attack's worth of damage, or you are running away with the running shoes even, but bracing or dodging, whatever works for you, it helps quite a lot, basically. I'm just going to go all out here because I don't really care. So, yeah, and keeping that in mind, if nothing else, at minimum, we probably would have taken 1 HP's worth of damage every encounter. So, we would have had about, let's just say 6 stamina, 7 reasons. Would I have survived this run? Maybe? Actually, we would have taken extra reasons. So we'll say like 2 reasons. We now have 2 reasons in here instead. Yeah, we probably still would have survived. But again, I likely would have made like, that's ignoring certain things. Like, I would have made different decisions if I were like Kyrie, Koji, Yashiro, so on and so forth. So, yeah, not really much else to say. It's Aiko. If you have anything to say yourself, you know what to do. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye!